Today I will show you how to create a spend authorization in Workday. Formerly, this was called a Part 1 travel, and the information would need to be entered on a paper form and manually routed through multiple departments for approval. In Workday, you can enter the necessary information for your spend authorization and easily view where it is in the approval process. Before you start, make sure all of your supporting documents are scanned and ready to attach to your spend authorization. I've logged in as Tina Vick. From the home screen, click on the Expenses worklet. When the Expenses screen comes up, from the Actions box on the left side, click on Create Spend Authorization. When the Create Spend Authorization screen comes up, you will see near the top that there is a link to the current City of Akron 2021 travel policy for your reference. Tina is going to the CAP conference in Boise, Idaho, July 16th through the 20th. The company is always City of Akron, and we'll enter our start and end dates. Description is also required, and we'll enter Travel to the CAP Annual Conference. Now, we'll click on the lookup to review options for business purpose and choose Professional Development/Conference. Next, we'll navigate to the right, under Spend Authorization Details. Here is where we'll enter our justification for travel. We'll type, "Attending the training classes offered at the CAP conference will fulfill necessary continuing education credits for 2021. After those fields are completed, let's navigate down to Spend Authorization Lines. This is where we'll add our registration, airfare, lodging, meals, and more. We'll click on the plus sign to start adding the spend authorization lines. Under Expense Item, you'll see that there are two choices: business travel and other expenses. If we choose other expenses, our choices are memberships, miscellaneous, registration costs, and subscriptions. And if we go back and choose business travel, we can choose from travel-related expenses. We'll start by choosing Other Expenses and Registration Costs. For this conference, the registration is $650, so we'll enter $650 in the total amount box. When you navigate down to Work Tags, you'll see your Cost Center and Work Tags default based on your division. You'll see that an account is not shown. The account will automatically link based on the expense item you select. If you need to change your cost center, you can do it here. We're going to choose the Purchasing Cost Center. Now, navigate to the right under Item Details, and you'll see that we need a business reason. We'll type Registration for CAP Conference. Now, we'll click on the plus sign next to Add under the Spend Authorization lines to start adding the rest of our travel expenses. Next, we'll add our airfare. You can use the lookup to search by expense item group, then choose business travel and scroll to airfare, or just type airfare. Under total amount, we'll enter $425. In the memo, we'll enter $350 plus $75 baggage fee. If you look to the right, you will notice that there's instructional text for the necessary information that is needed for each business travel expense item. For airfare, it tells us what we need to remember to attach proof of the flight cost estimate and include the baggage fees in the totals. You can use the lookup under item details to look for your airline. Or you can simply type it in. We'll type in American Airlines. Our arrival date is July 16th, 2021, and departure is July 20th, 2021. For origination city, we can either use the lookup or type in Cleveland, as most cities are already loaded for you. For the destination, we'll type in Boise. Now, we'll click on the plus sign and add our lodging information. You can either use the lookup or just type in lodging. Our total amount for 4 nights is $780, so we'll enter that in the total amount box. In the memo box, we'll enter 4 nights lodging. The information you enter in the memo fields of your spend authorization will help your cost center manager, as well as the accounting manager, when approving your authorization to travel. When we navigate to the right to enter the item details, the instructional text reminds us to attach proof of the lodging cost estimate and to contact the purchasing division to get your tax-exempt form. Under item details, we'll enter the hotel name. Again, either use the lookup or type it in. We'll type in Fairfield Inn. The Fairfield Inn is right next door to the Boise Conference Center, so we won't need a rental car while we are attending the conference and training classes. Next is the arrival date, July 16th, and the departure date, July 20th. For destination, we'll enter Boise. Next, we'll click Add to enter the transportation to and from the Boise Airport. We won't need any parking in Cleveland since we're getting dropped off. Use the lookup under expense item, or just type in taxi. When we navigate to the right to enter the item details, the instructional text reminds us that the city's travel policy states the maximum reimbursable amount for transportation tips is 20%. Rounding up to the nearest whole dollar is allowed, and it provides support for your cost estimate. After doing some research, we found out that the D&L taxi company will transport us to and from the airport for $12.50 each way. With a 20% tip, the total will be $30. We'll enter $30 in the total amount box, and in the memo box, enter $12.50 each way, plus $2.50 tip. When we attach our support documents, we'll attach the estimate from the taxi company. For business reasons, we'll enter transportation to and from the airport. Next is meals. Click on the Add button once again. Use the lookup to choose By Expense Item Group. Next, we'll choose Business Travel, and we'll click on Per Diem Meals. The meal calculation is a little bit different than it was before. Navigate to the right under Item Details and enter your arrival date, which is July 16th. For arrival time, we'll enter 8:43 p.m. Departure date is July 20th, and departure time is 7:42 a.m. The destination is Boise, and the country will auto-populate to the United States. Notice below that Workday totals the number of days for you. Also, notice on the left that the total per diem meal cost, $215, was calculated for you. But now, we need to go back to the item detail and add the number of breakfasts, lunch, and dinners that are provided. There's a networking dinner on Friday night that is provided, as well as breakfast and lunch during all 3 days of the conference. So we'll enter 3 breakfasts provided, 3 lunches provided, and 4 dinners provided. You'll now notice on the left that the per diem meals total has changed to $63, which is correct for our per diem meals of 2 breakfasts, 2 lunches, and 1 dinner based on our travel times. Workday has done all of the calculations for us. Now, we're ready to scroll to the Attachments tab and upload our documents. So we'll click on Attachments and select a file. You can see that your document is attached, and now you are ready to click on the Submit button. Now I will show you how to view your spend authorization and view where it is in the process. Let's go back to the home screen by clicking the City of Akron logo. Once again, we'll click on the Expenses worklet. Navigate to the View column on the right side and click on Spend Authorizations. Locate your spend authorization you want to view on the left-hand side and click the magnifying glass. Once you click the magnifying glass, the spend authorization will open, and you can scroll down and click on the Process History tab. From here, you'll be able to scroll down to review the approval steps that have been completed and the ones that are still in process. That's it for this demo on creating a spend authorization.